Morning. So here we go. This is a quiet time of the day for me because it's early in the morning, and I don't know if I don't really talk an awful lot in the early morning videos. So I was thinking I might do another one in the evening, kind of just like making a starting the day off with something. But I don't know if I'd be inclined to paint later on in the day, really, I'm not sure. I need to fit it in. This is a very common thing for me now, to pick up the paintbrush and do something straight after yoga. So it feels like a natural progression now, whereas if I was to start another painting session in the day, it might take a little while to establish the routine of it. And I kind of want to decide if it was, that it would need to be a good time of the day for me. Like, I wouldn't want to be kind of forcing myself into feeling, there's something about, like, I think there are certain times of the day when I want to go inward and just relax and read, and there's other times of the day when I feel productive. I think I feel productive more in the morning, I reckon. I feel like, getting into action. For someone who doesn't talk much in the morning, I'm doing a lot of talking, aren't I? No. Bit of cadmium red. This is the back of another painting, and I always say that the backing for paper is sized all the way through, so you can use both sides, but this really is kind of soaking it up. Sometimes the back soaks it up if it's been sitting in my folder for a long time. And I think this is one of those pieces of paper. It's been sitting in my folder for a while, so it seems to be just soaking up the paint. See how it goes anyway. I don't seem to have the option of lifting it off or making it even a kind of a sharp edge, really. Picking up that sap green there, and now I've got some yellow ochre with it. Now you can't see my face in the mirror. Maybe you can just see my chin every so often. But I can't get the two angles right. Like, I was thinking I could just have the kind of daily videos that I do myself, and then get someone to help me with some professional videos again. Because I don't want to be like into, maybe if I had two phones, I could do two angles, and then I could give the material to someone else who knew what they were doing to merge them together, because that side of things makes me go doolally. I just can't figure out ways to load them. Like, you probably need a decent Apple computer or something to get the stuff from the iPhones. I'm going to take her out for a walk now shortly. So I'm just mixing the Viridian Green and the Alizarin Crimson now to make a dark colour for the pupil. Really quite dark here, sitting in the living room with the window there. Obviously you can see the window. My pupil is kind of very clearly distinct from the rest of my eye. Whenever I do something dark in the eye, I always feel like doing something darker in the eyebrow as well. And in other parts as well. And then there's the thing I often say, it's like as though there's a shadow cast by the upper lid onto the iris. So I think it can be quite dark at the top of the iris, really. And even a little bit there at the bottom too. And that's a kind of warmer colour now. Funny, you know, we're like ships passing in the night at the moment. Erin was in Canada for 6 months and she just came home there last week. And I think she's acclimatizing to the new time. You know, she's still getting used to going to bed at a reasonable hour and getting up at a reasonable hour. But aside from that, she was out last night and the night before. Went to Dundee the night before, but last night she went out in Edinburgh and didn't come back until it was 5:30. I spoke to her, and I thought to myself, you know, I feel fully awake because I go to bed around last night. It was a bit later now than 10 o'clock, but generally I try to go to bed at 10 and get up around 6ish. The more recent kind of development, I think since the hour went back, it's been kind of suiting me. Get up a bit earlier. Anyway, she went off to bed and I got up. Bit of tidying up, bit of yoga. See there now how I want to lift off some of that and it's not lifting off, it's just kind of fuzzy and seeped into the paper. So there's definitely something going on with it. This isn't usually the case with the blocking for paper. It does usually operate really well with them on both sides. But just, I think maybe it needs to be used within a certain time. And it's no harm for me to have a little bit of wild card thing to deal with. Because you know, this is one of the subjects that I return to over and over is painting my own eye. I don't know what else to do in the morning. I'll just paint my eye. And so there's always something different to notice there. And it's like a settling thing to do. And you know, if you follow my newsletter, you'll know that I decided I was going to take the month of November off. Bright orange now, for some reason. And yeah, I think what I want to do is to create space for myself to do something kind of fun every day. For no reason other than it being fun. But I'm also inspired to do a little bit of planning for myself for going forward. What things do I enjoy doing, you know, work-wise. So I am going to see about writing content for my website, and I need to check in with my friend who I spoke to about this taking the month off, because she said I'm going to keep you accountable and you can check in with me at the end of every day that you've done, that you've been free and playful and not, I don't know, I need to ask her, what was I saying I was going to do for November? I think I must have said something like, I'm not going to work at all. She might be skeptical now of my plan to develop my website, but I want to get it done, and it feels like a space where I can enjoy doing it. Like, I'm not teaching, and I've not got lots of other things on. And I think my future self, you know that line, do something today that your future self will be glad of, or will thank you for. And I think my future self would thank me for starting my website, because it's been on cards for a little while. And I've got a friend who's going to do it for me and help me with it anyway. I just need to write the content and decide what to, you know, things like the bio is not up to date, like, and what I do is not up to date, and the paintings are all up to date. Don't look at my website until Christmas. My plan really is by the end of November to have it, to be happy with it myself. You might notice I've got a microphone. I didn't want to mention it, and finding that it's always been the case, but I can speak clearly and be heard. It is good, doesn't it? Hopefully it works now, and I'm not silent talking to you. But I read the instructions, and I followed them. There's no reason for it not to work. And it's even the tone of this pupil now because it's really, really dark. And I'm using the ultramarine blue and the Van Dyke brown to make that dark. And I'm using a slightly smaller brush to the 1/4 inch brush. Everything is bleeding mad now. Bleeding eye. Because the paper is damp and now it's seeping into it even more. Oh no. That is life without a bit of a challenge. You might say, quite comfortable, thank you. But speaking of challenges, I feel like it is a good idea, to start the day off like this. I feel it for me anyway, that it's a good thing to start the day off with some sort of creative action. Someone told me that years ago. Someone was on a business course for women, and I think they mentioned something like that, start the day by being creative rather than reactive. I'm going to try and get that rogue bit of my pupil that's decided to zoom off into my iris there. Yeah, but there's only a little bit of manipulating possible here. Not an awful lot of shifting happening in the I'm getting new windows. Just painting the reflection of the window in my eye here. Remembered, the neighbours have already got theirs. I think they're exactly the same as the ones we've already got. Putting plastic rather than wooden windowsills in, which I don't know is a good environmental thing or a bad. I suppose that's not great for the environment, but it'll stop mold developing on the wooden sills. Not moldy exactly, but it'll be a bit cleaner. Some of these eyelashes in. And I think I'm not going to start doing the rest of my face. I'm going to let myself have a break. Take you-know-who for you-know-what. And it's shining nicely outside. Getting those beech leaves beautifully. Beech leaves are incredible. I think it's a beech tree that's near me. There's a whole avenue of them. And the sky is kind of like a purpley, bluey, cobalty, like a combination of ultramarine blue, cerulean blue, and cobalt blue one day. Just the right proportion of blue to yellow in the leaves that they danced off each other. And the sky was opaque blue, just full, bright blue sky. And it was ridiculous almost, the beauty of them, like leaves against like these flushes of leaves coming out of this tree. I can see some sycamore over there now, or horse chestnut it is. With the fingers of the horse chestnut and the sun coming through them, and then the dark trees beyond really highlights it. But the thing the other day was that the sky was highlighting the yellow and kind of burnished colours, like there was oranges but rusty, mostly lemon yellow and yellow ochre, I would say, and those two colours against the blues. Oh, they were delighted. It was such a lovely thing. You could feel that they were kind of dancing in the light. Something like that. It was delightful for me seeing them anyway. I put a little bit touch of cerulean blue into the white of the eye there. A little bit more of the orange colour into the part of my eye. It could keep going on like. I'm kind of enjoying the lightness of touch, and not being able to really lift off is no harm for me, because sometimes you could be lifting off and putting on and lifting off and putting on here until dinner time. And it's not even 8 o'clock now. I'm going to load this up and send it out. And then, you know what I'm going to do is got some pictures that need to be cut to size before getting them photographed. I'll do that and then see if the photographer can take them today. And I'm going to go dancing. I can. Look at me now heading down into the nose. Stop me, will you? I need to get on with my day. I'm not going to start the nose now. If I start the nose, that'll be another. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. What do you think of that idea? Here's an eye anyway. That one. Give it a shot yourselves. It's good fun. Even if you just draw it on the back of an envelope with a pencil. And I'll show you that one up close-ish. I seem to be okay without my glasses. Sometimes I feel like I don't really see very clearly, but it's enough, isn't it? You can tell what a person looks like from ages away, so I feel like what we see from a distance is enough. Okay. Have a lovely day. Bye.